India's best-known mental health institution, Nimhans, has set up a museum to showcase its 160-year-long history. It has put on display rare artifacts and multimedia materials to trace the evolution of a critical medical discipline in the country.
Nimhans has a long history, more than 160 years old, and started off as the mental asylum in Bangalore. It then progressed to become the Mysore Government Mental Hospital and then the All India Institute of Mental Health, which was the first postgraduate institute in psychiatry in India. So the museum traces this long and variegated history of Nimhans, from how it started off as a ward for the mentally insane to how it grew as one of the premier institutions in mental health and neurosciences in the country today.
An exciting part of the museum is a revelation on the early history of Nimhans. It captures the story of pioneering British doctors and Mysore State administrators who developed it.
And the Maharaja of Mysore sent Dr. Francis Xavier Llorona to train for a DPM degree at the Institute of Psychiatry in London. And when he came back, he became the first fully trained psychiatrist to head the Mysore Mental Hospital. So in that sense, the links between British practice, British scientists, and the clinical, outcomes here was very close.
There is an opportunity to see rare medical devices and psychiatric test instruments of a bygone era. A key attraction is a World War era instrument that was used to provide magneto-electrical therapy and is on display for the first time.
So many of the tests of those times are maintained here. Here you see actually one of the early tests for intelligence, the Stanford Binet Intelligence Test. And in fact, it's a Hindi adaptation which was obtained by the institute when it was developed. And these were the beginnings of cognitive testing for cognitive psychology that occurred in the institute in the 1950s and 1960s.
The open space of the museum has been used to depict a functioning brain. The structure symbolizes surface of the brain and the water flowing over it represents cerebrospinal fluid. This is how a dynamic and responding brain would look like, says Dr. Pratima. This museum is not just about antiques and instruments. The unclaimed belongings of patients preserved over 50 years will also be exhibited to give a human touch to the museum.